When you're learning how to code in HTML, making tiny mistakes here and there is only natural. There are several common coding mistakes that we've all made at one time or another, and sometimes we still make. Whether you're a beginner or have been coding in HTML for years, those tiny coding mistakes can wreak havoc on your web development project. I've made a list of what I believe are the 10 most common HTML coding mistakes. If you're just beginning to learn HTML or any other web development language, I hope this list will help you. Number 1, messy code formatting. Messy code is not only an eyesore, but it's difficult to read. When you're just starting out with coding, it's crucial that you make it a habit to write your code in a well-organized, structured, and logical format to prevent any bugs. Here's a few tips. Indent according to the structure of the family tags, i.e. parent tags, child tags, etc. Also, don't use a combination of uppercase and lowercase letters. Stick to one case, preferably lowercase. Number 2, spelling mistakes. One small spelling mistake in your code can easily break your website. Spelling mistakes in your code is a very common reason why your website is not showing up the way it's supposed to. Before you start coding another section, spell check your code. Number 3, forgetting closing tags. Another common coding mistake is forgetting to put the closing tag to an opening tag. This mistake often occurs when you forget to double check your code to make sure everything is written correctly. In HTML5, it could be argued that some tags like the list tag don't require a closing tag. However, unless you've done your research on what tags and elements require closing tags and thoroughly understand proper HTML5 coding methods, be on the safe side, especially when you're a beginner, and stick to using closing tags on all HTML tags. Number 4, misusing the ID and class hooks. The difference between an ID and class is not that clear for many web developers. To put it simply, IDs are unique and classes are not. In other words, you can apply an ID to an element once in a page. In regards to using a class, you can apply the same class to more than one element in a page. Number 5, ignoring the meta section. Don't ignore the meta section. This is where a lot of the SEO stuff goes. I completely understand your want to jump right into coding the cool visuals for your website. However, the metadata is important for search engines like Google to read very important information about your website. Number 6, not using an HTML validating tool. Are you sure your HTML is valid? If you're just starting out or you're a total badass at coding HTML, you should still make sure you're using an HTML validating tool. It's the best way to make sure your code is up to the current HTML5 standards. It can also help check for any errors in your code that you might have missed. The HTML validating tool that I use to validate my code is the W3C Markup Validation Tool. Let me know in the comments below if you know of any other HTML code validators. Number 7, missing alt text. It's in good practice to make sure that your website meets accessibility requirements. There are many accessibility features in HTML. For example, using the alt tag inside the image tag is a good way to make sure that your images are accessible for all your website visitors. Number 8, using the B tag for bold text and the I tag for italics. The B and I tags are only used to visually make text bold or italic. To make sure that your HTML is semantically correct and applies meaning to your content for the best SEO, use the tags strong for words with strong importance in your paragraph and M for words that should be emphasized. Both the strong and M tags will bold and italicize the words respectively. Number 9, using styles in your HTML files. It's 2016 and in the front-end web development community, it's really bad practice to add all your CSS styles inside your HTML file. All styling should be done in a separate CSS file. Keep it far away from your HTML code. Number 10, patience. Despite all the mistakes listed above, it's important to remember that patience is a virtue. You're just starting out. Don't be too hard on yourself if your website doesn't look like it was designed by a pro. A great website takes a lot of planning, skill, and experience. It also involves a lot of trial and error. Take your time and you will thrive. Now it's your turn. What are some coding mistakes that you seem to always make? Do you have any tips for your fellow HTML coders? Let's chat in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in next week's video.